And then finally, the Garmin flight system has been removed from the crash. And it's also up in Washington, D.C., and they're trying to get some good information from it. Okay, now the NTSB, they looked at the weather already. Marginal VFR, they said. They looked at the 3 pilots so far, all right? And we looked at their pilot's licenses. Now, let's take a look at some of scenarios that have taken place with Cessnas over the years. And the first 3 I'm going to go through kind of quickly. The first is from... It's from Pueblo, Colorado, from back in February of 2005. It's a Cessna 560 that crashed, but it's a variant of this airplane. The executive summary reads like this. On February 16th, 2005, about 9:13 Mountain Standard Time, a Cessna Citation 560 operated by Martin Air for Circuit City stores. Remember them back in the day? Circuit City's long gone. It crashed 4 nautical miles east of Pueblo Memorial Airport, Pueblo, Colorado, while on an instrument landing system approach to runway 26 right. Next paragraph, the National Transportation Safety Board determined that the probable cause of the accident was a flight crew's failure to effectively monitor and maintain airspeed and comply with procedures for de-ice boot activation on the approach, which causes an aerodynamic stall from which they did not recover. So they didn't operate the boots on the front edge of the wing properly. Ice built up. It caused an aerodynamic stall because the wings just lost lift, and they didn't recover from it. Contributing to the accident was the Federal Aviation Administration's failure to establish adequate certification requirements for flight into icing conditions, which led to the inadequate stall warning margin provided by the airplane's stall warning system. This one is weather related. So the first thing they're going to look at is weather related issues. So they start there. That's kind of the low-hanging fruit. I don't think weather was a huge factor here in Statesville, although weather was moving in. And so they took off as bad weather was coming in. As they came back to the airport, were they dipping down and climbing up to get in and out of the weather? I don't know. Maybe the cockpit voice recorder is going to help with that. All right, but weather is the first thing that they're going to look at. Now, let's go to 1999. And up in Canada, a possible mechanical issue that could take place with these Cessna 550s. The Canadian authorities wrote this: while complying with a Phase 5 inspection on a Cessna 2 aircraft, maintenance personnel performing a control column inspection. So that's the yoke. That's the control column is the thing that the pilot uses to fly the airplane, right? To steer the airplane. Doing a control column inspection noted cracks on the control column bob weight supports. So those are underneath the floor, but they noticed cracks